What is up, guys? EvilDuoSarm here today, and today I have for you a video where we're going to be looking at pets and pet pods and upgrading your pet aura in Blade & Soul. So with the recent changes to the game, most recent patch, they changed my old video, they changed it so it's no longer accurate. Want to keep it up to date so everybody knows what is going on, or new players know basically how it's changed and how it works. So in this video, what I'm going to do is going to go over the upgrade tiers, at what points you really should be focusing on upgrading your pet to, as well as the material you need, how to get it, and all of that great stuff. So first things first, let's look at the pet aura so we know what we're talking about. So we're going to press Control-I to open up the equipment upgrade paths, and we're going to head over to the pet tab. So we're talking about the pet that everybody has, not the summoner's little cat. Anyway, this pet aura can be upgraded, and if I actually open up the player menu as well, your regular old inventory, you see it has its own slot. By upgrading this pet, it increases your health and recovery stats and defensive stats. That is the point of upgrading your pet. It is great for things like raids, higher level dungeons. The increased stats you get from this are absolutely, I won't want to say mandatory, but very, very helpful and makes it a lot easier. So your first breaking point on upgrading your pet is Stage 3. At Stage 3, and as you can see, that's what I have it on my Soul Fighter, you're going to get an 835 defense bonus compared to Stage 2. That 835 defense bonus comes out to about a 6% increase on your defense stat for a new player. So 6% defense doesn't sound like a lot, but a 6% defense increase will actually help you so many ways. You know, that's one extra hit you can take in a Raven King raid. That's one extra hit in a dungeon, higher level dungeons, things like that. All sorts of bonuses for having that 6%. So I highly recommend getting your pet to at least Stage 3 as soon as possible. So we're going to go into upgrading the pet later. Your next upgrade doesn't come until Stage 6. At Stage 6, you get an additional 200 HP instant recovery on a critical hit. That 200 HP instant recovery is basically a 200 point heal every time you get a critical hit. So for classes that do a lot of attacking, like Gunslinger, comes to mind immediately, shoots off a lot of skills that are going to be hitting and doing damage, you're going to be getting a lot of lifesteal. So for classes like that, it's actually a really good pickup. For every class, it's a really good pickup. And it is the final stage that I would recommend upgrading your pet to at this point in Blade & Soul. For most content, you know, if you're a heavy PvP player, you're going to have to upgrade a lot higher and get into these Unleashed Hog Moons. But for your casual PvE player who's just playing the game to have fun, the Stage 6 pet is pretty much all you need for the super majority of this content in this game. If you plan on tanking VTs and things like that, yeah, you're going to need to go up higher and higher. But the reason for that is at Stage 6, that's the last point you really get an upgrade until you get into these Hong Moon Pet Aura Glory eras where it adds all these bonuses and stats and crazy numbers and all that. And to go from 1 to 6, you're only going to need, if I specify the target equipment and specify starting equipment, everybody starts with a Hong Moon Aura Pet Stage 1 that you get for completing the story now. So to go from 1 to 6, you need 11 pet pods, which we'll go into here in a minute. But to go from 6 all the way up to this 10 to get your next upgrade, you're going to need a total of 28 pet pods. So, you know, I don't think it's really worth all of the extra investment for a casual player to go all the way up to this Hong Moon Unleashed Gutsy Pet Aura to go ahead and get those bonus stats. So for a casual player, I recommend getting this 6. But as you're focusing on your upgrades, you know, Stage 3 is definitely enough to get you through the majority of the content. Stage 6 is just nice for that extra lifesteal if you find yourself dying. So those are the stages that are rank points on the pet, and I'm not going to go any higher because basically all these are super high PvP ranked pets, and you really don't need to go too crazy in on that unless you plan on tanking PvE content or want to be a heavy PvP player. Stage 6 is definitely enough for just about everything. So with that being said, we're going to head over into the transmute menu now so we can look at how we get pet pods. So you just saw, and actually I'll open it back up, you need this item called a pet pack. Pet packs come from pet pods. They basically changed it so it's no longer a sealed item. Previously and in my other videos, it used to be a sealed item that you could trade on the marketplace. You can still trade the pet pod on the marketplace. You just have to unseal it. So if I type in pet pod in the marketplace, you'll see that there are pet pods here, and it has the little trade thing, and you can process it. Processing rate is 1 pet pod equals 1 pet pack. They just added basically a sealed and unsealed version for the upgrades. So this is one way to obtain pet pods since I'm here, is you can just go ahead and search them up on the marketplace and purchase them right off of the marketplace. So this usually is not the best route to go though. Usually it is better off to purchase pets and craft them yourselves. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to do that now. So if you open up your transmute menu, which is the 3 little arrows in the bottom corner here, open up the transmute menu, switch this tab with the little leaf on it, it says ingredients, and you scroll down to the bottom, you will see there are 2 options for crafting a pet pod. Once again, pet pod is this thing we just saw in the marketplace, and once again, as you see on the little pop-up out there, that you can process a pet pod into a pet pack, which is what you use to upgrade the soul, or yes, your pet aura rather, I apologize. So to make a pet pod, you need one pet of any kind. It needs to be a purple pet. It needs to be a market tradable pet. And then 10 soul stones plus 5 gold. This is usually the cheaper route. If you are a PvP player, you can actually craft them for these Elysian Orbs, Moonstones, and Bravery coins. So Moonstones are going to set you back about 5 gold apiece, Elysian Orbs 5 gold apiece, plus this 10 gold basically comes out to right around 75 gold plus 30 Bravery coins to go ahead and craft a pet pod, which is a 75 gold total cost on that crafting. Which is, you know, it's not too bad. It's a lot cheaper, as you saw, than the marketplace price. The marketplace price was 92 gold about. So it is cheaper if you do a lot of PvP to go ahead and craft it via this route. However, most PvE players, most players, honestly, it'll be this way is easier. So where do you get this pet to go ahead and craft a pet pod? Well, pets can be obtained from the Hongmoon store. So, of course, if you want to buy to win, you can go to the feature tab. Usually it's a limited time tab, and there's usually a pet pack. So if we go through and scroll through here, yeah, we'll see the wonderful Mr. Whiskers pet pouch is the currently featured pet pouch. Every time you open one of these, you're going to go ahead and get a pet at the bottom corner there. So you see there's all those different pets. Now, those pets can get sold on the marketplace as well. So if we go ahead and look at the marketplace and we type in pet, and we're going to have to filter by level, I do believe, because, oh no, we're going to see them here. So you can see we can get the imp pet right now for 80 gold a piece. 80 gold a piece for that imp pet. That's currently the cheapest pet on the marketplace. You can go ahead and buy an imp pet and then go over to your transmute menu, go to the pet pod, put your imp pet here, put your 10 soul stones and 5 gold in and get a pet pod. So based on current market prices, it is actually cheaper just to go ahead and buy the pet pod outright. So as we saw, the pet pods are only 90 gold. With this, your soul stones are going to set you back about 7 gold. This basic cost of transmute's 5 gold. Your pet was 80 gold, so it would cost you about 92 gold to make one of these. So these two pet pods that you see right here are cheaper than the current going rate. So whenever you're deciding or whenever you're going to make this upgrade, you need to look at the current market price of the pet pod versus the market price of the cheapest pet. If I just go ahead and click pet over here and search it up, as you can see. So always look for the cheapest pet price here and make that decision whether you're going to want to craft it yourself or whether you're just going to want to buy the pet pod outright. Anyway, after you have a pet pod in your inventory, all you got to do is right click on it to go ahead and turn it into a pet pack. When it becomes a pet pack, you can click on your pet over here, and if you right click on it and then click on it down here, go to manage equipment. So manage equipment is this second little tab down here. Click that. All you do is stick a pet pack on here. You click it from your inventory. I need 2 for my next upgrade, for example. Put in the gold, click evolve, and you will upgrade your pet aura. It's as simple as that, guys. Anyway, I hope you found this video useful. I hope it gives you an idea on upgrading your pet, what you need to do, how to get a better pet, how to become stronger in Blade and Soul. And yeah, if you did like the video, make sure to leave a like. Check out some of the other guides on the channel. Got a lot of great content, a lot of great updated guides on Blade and Soul. And I'll see you around at the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.